Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's episode of the ZodWriter Show. This is the Tuesday night open panel that I do every week. And with me, as always, I got my co-host, Johnny Alpha. And we are blessed tonight to be joined by the awesome and super cool Bat Dan 530. What's up, gentlemen?
Not much.
Lots of good
Just
stuff
chilling.
to talk about.
Oh, yeah. How was your Halloween, guys? Did you guys have a good Halloween?
Went out for pizza.
Yeah, no kids came
watched
by.
Simpsons
It
and
was
South Park.
awesome.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
didn't
came
have
by?
I didn't have one trick or treater the entire day. In my entire neighborhood where my apartment is was completely deserted. You couldn't even tell that it was Halloween. I didn't hear a peep out of anybody. My parents, on the other hand, that have that live on the other side of the state and live in an area where they don't believe in pandemics. There were children in droves. I mean, they had so many kids that they almost ran out of candy. I think they said they had something like 60 kids or something. And then my brother, he where he lives, there were literally so many lines of children for trick or treating that it looked like they were having a Halloween parade. So,
Oh wow!
I guess it just depends on what part of the country you live in and where you are. Because I stay in a small apartment, so in the little area that I live in, I actually haven't had any trick or treaters for like the last 3-4 years. So I wasn't really expecting any today. But it's just interesting to me, the comparison contrast with other neighborhoods across the country with the way people are doing things. So before we get into our topics, let's check in and see what our glorious chat is doing here. I absolutely love the fact that all of you continue to come and support these Tuesday night ZodWriter Show live streams. I know the ZodWriter Show is kind of morphed into a Tuesday live stream type of thing where we just do open panel and talk about everything. And again, it is open panel, so anybody who wants to jump on the channel is more than welcome to do so today and talk about any of the topics that we're going to bring up, because we got a lot of great stuff to talk about. As far as what I did for Halloween, I watched a bunch of Halloween movies. I watched Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which I hadn't seen in quite a while, so I was excited to revisit that movie. Because I checked out some fan theories where people were talking about how the manufacturing company from Halloween 3 that makes the masks are the reason why Michael Myers is the way that he is. Yeah, the Silver Shamrock mask, because the fan theory goes that back in the day when Michael Myers, in 1978, when Michael Myers committed the murders, the mask that Michael Myers first wore when he killed his sister was a shamrock mask, and the shamrock mask was an early shamrock mask, and it didn't kill the children. It wasn't designed to kill the children. It was just designed to mess with them psychologically and cause them to commit murder and all kinds of crazy stuff. And that's why he ended up being such a psycho, because it basically scrambled his brain to where he became a murderer. And then later on and I actually thought about that theory, and I'm like, God, it all makes a lot of sense, except for the fact that Halloween 3 is a very meta movie, and it treats the Michael Myers Halloween movies like movies. There's actually a few scenes in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, where they show scenes and a trailer clip from the original 1978 Halloween movie. So it's kind of in other words, the Michael Myers saga is just movies in the Halloween 3 universe. So in that regard, it kind of shoots the theory in the foot But I don't know if the Blumhouse guys are going to take the Shamrock masks to the next level, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but the Shamrock masks did make an appearance in Halloween Kills.
Well, that's what I heard, is after Halloween Kills, they were going to do a sequel to Halloween 3, because they said that they were going to actually take a break from Michael Myers with the in the franchise. So that should be interesting to see somebody actually revisit the Halloween 3 mythos.
Well, yeah, because didn't they say that, like, essentially everything for, like, the new Halloween movies, that only the first one's canon to that?
Only the first one exists. I will give the Blumhouse guys some credit, because I feel like it literally takes big balls of steel to retcon Halloween 2, because Halloween 2 was super popular as well. So the fact that they said, no, we're the only movie that exists in our timeline is the 1978 Halloween. But I look at it this way. I mean, if John Carpenter is on board, which he is, then, do what you want to do. If you've got his blessing, then you're fine. And he's composing the music for all your films. So, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not knocking it. Halloween Kills, in my opinion, was okay. I'm looking forward to Halloween Ends. Halloween Kills, to me, I got made for TV movie vibes, but I still thought it was decent, but I liked Halloween 2018 better. But that's just my view on it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I've read. What's really interesting. Apparently, Halloween Ends is going to address the pandemic.
Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting. Oh my God, what do you think, Johnny? Did you see Halloween Kills?
Yeah, it was better than the old Lionsgate ones, or no, Dimension Films ones, but not by too much. But it was fun. Like I liked Resurrection and H2O better than it.
Like Blumhouse, comes out of the gate. I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I mean, how do you, when you look at, now that you see that there's 2 films out, before I get to the chat here, now that you see that there's 2 films out from Blumhouse, how do you compare those to the 2 films that Rob Zombie did?
Oh, I definitely like the first Rob Zombie one better. I'd say the first Blumhouse one is better than part 2, but I'd say that Halloween Kills is on par with Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. They're both kind of just, they exist, they're fine, they got good kills in them, but they're not good Halloween films, really, in my opinion. They're not the ones that I'm like, I gotta watch that one this year. It's not gonna ever.
Yeah. I see where you're going. What about you, Bat Dan?
So the only Michael Myers movies I've seen were Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills. I have not seen the original one. I have not seen the sequels to the original sequels. So I have nothing to compare it to.
Oh wow!
The most millennial thing I think I've ever heard you say, Bat Dan. Oh my God!
Wow, that's yeah. I was gonna say I can't be more surprised by what you just said. In all honesty, because you're so up on film and movies and stuff. That's fascinating to me. Okay, Bat Dan, cool.
And old movies. I need to be on a streaming service I actually have for me to see.
Yeah, I get what you're saying there, bro. Okay, and we're gonna take a look here now at the chat before we move into any additional topics, because we got a lot to discuss tonight. Again, I'm so thankful that you, Bat Dan, are here, and Johnny as always. And we got Efren Guzman in the chat. He says, "What are your thoughts on Army of Thieves and the universe Zach is creating from scratch? Hope you had a good Halloween. Hope you had a good Halloween too, Efren. It's great that you're here in the chat. Thank you so much for your continued support. All of you guys are fantastic. You guys are awesome. And speaking of awesome and fantastic, we are joined by another really, really good friend of mine.
Oh, snap.
He's with me on the Babylon 5 Console of Ones on Fridays. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lord Koj. What's up, Koj, brother?
Hey man, it's good to be here. It's been too long. I miss you guys. But I
miss you too, dude. I was about to give you a call, man. Check up on you. See how you were doing, man. I know it's been I know it's been rough because we've all been busy. We've all had lots of things going on. So it's great that you're here, dude. Did you have a good Halloween?
It was good. I just relaxed. Well, I was actually had a working weekend. I just watched a couple of films. I made a list. I went through it and took my niece trick or treating. That's about it.
What's your view? We were just talking about the Halloween movies. What's your view on the Halloween movies? Did you see both of the current Blumhouse ones, Halloween 2018 and Halloween Kills?
The one that came out now, I didn't see. I saw the other one before it. Okay. So I think it's cool. It's like they're continuing like 1, 2, and then these last 2 ones. That's like they retcon the second film, but so the second one's
but they use the 1978, and then they're doing 2018, and they got a new one that are in the works. Ephraim, we're gonna get into Army of Thieves. We got a lot of things to talk about with that movie. I'm sure, Lord Koj, you've seen Army of Thieves, right?
Oh yeah. I did.
Okay, great. Yeah, because Johnny hasn't seen Army of Thieves yet, so I want to kind of save that topic. But Ephraim, we are going to get into that.
It's cool. I don't do spoilers.
Belle Reeves says, Zod, what's up, Belle? So good to see you as always. And Baby Girl says, good evening, Zod. Belle Reeves says, smash that like button. Belle, you had an amazing Halloween costume. That was so awesome. The zombie cheerleader. That was so great. Loved it.
That was dope.
And Lucas Ironside says, hey, Zod. And the Snyder Fan 99 says, hey, Zod. And here's Marcus Cruz. Zod, someone messaged you on Instagram about Masters of the Universe. Yeah, Marcus. I was going through your messages on Instagram today about the Masters of the Universe, about your guy J-Man trashing Masters of the Universe. I'm gonna look into J-Man. I really haven't had too much interaction with him, but I'll look into it. I know you requested that if I could try and see if I can get him on the panel for one of my shows, so I'll reach out to him. And we'll see what we can come up with. Because me personally, I have no problems with the new Masters of the Universe animated show. I really like it, and I'm looking forward.
I love it.
I'm actually really looking forward to part 2. I can't wait. I mean, it's going to be dope. Let's see here. Double MJ says, what's up? What's up, Double MJ? Great to see you. Marcus Cruz says, make me a mod again, Zod. Okay, Marcus, I'll think about it. And Jose Diaz says, "Hey, everybody," and says hello to Belle Reeve. ZodWriter? What's up? Yeah, what's up with you, Jose? Hope you're having a good week so far. Hope you had a nice Halloween. We got Jose Diaz with Restore the SnyderVerse, and you know what? It wouldn't be an open panel Tuesday night. It would not be an open panel Tuesday night without the one and the only, the one himself, the great Andrew Casale. Man, Andrew.
Got web shooters.
Andrew, did you finally get those web shooters? Because all I got to say is it wouldn't be a Tuesday night without you, bro. I'm so glad you are here. Thank you for coming. You are a great contributor to the ZodWriter show. You are always welcome here. Johnny and I were just talking the other day about how much we love your company, bro. Keep being you. And we got Marcus Cruz here saying Sophia Botella will star in Rebel Moon, Zod. My God, Sophia. Yeah. Marcus, Rebel Moon is going to be off the hook. It's going to be an epic film. We got Jose Diaz here saying hi to the one himself, Mr. Andrew Casale. And we've got Koopy Malik. Koopy Malik saying hello. Koopy, I'm so glad that that you're around, man. I haven't seen you in a while. I love that you participate and are here at these shows. Me and Sonia were talking about you the other day, so I'm glad you're still here, man. It's so great to see you. And I gotta skip around here really quickly because we have the first super chat of the night. I appreciate you guys helping out the channel. Bro. Q, thank you, man. Oh, this is so great. Neil before Zod, hope you all have a nice night. I hope you have a nice night too, man. Just you guys being here is fantastic. And speaking of being here, I got to give a shout out to one of the greatest guys on YouTube right now. Created one of my most favorite Justice League related things I ever seen, which is Justice League Paradox. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the Watchtower, Mr. Jeffrey Warfield himself.
Oh,
Jeffrey, welcome to the panel. I swear to God, every time I think that I've seen it all, Jeffrey Warfield, does something or posts something on Twitter, that piques my interest, and he's totally all in. Jeffrey is the man. How are you, Jeffrey? How was your Halloween, bro?
Really, I'll be honest, not that eventful. But yeah, really not that eventful. It really wasn't that eventful as usual. But I did watch some Halloween movies, like the original Halloween, and I also watched Coraline. So those were my 2 Halloween movies for the night.
And as customary, because I got a $5 super chat here, we've got to play something for you for your super chat. And because we are here tonight, I decided right now, instead of, in lieu of showing the Batman clip that I got, we'll probably show that later if we get some more super chats, but I didn't want to get started with that Batman clip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you guys a little something different, which is a song from my good friend Georgina Revel, or Revell, however you want to say her name. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Effin' Problems.
Got a fucking problem. Love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, got a fucking problem. Love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, got a fucking problem. If finding somebody real is your fucking problem, bring your boys to the crib, maybe we can solve it. Hold up, but you simmer down, taking it alone, boy, give it to me now. Make that thing pop like it's in your 9. Ooh, baby, like it raw with a shimmy, shimmy, eye. You bitch, get it like me. Never met a motherfucker fresh like me. Hold on, and I might just be the girl that you fall for. Bitches of me, cause I'm a singer. Makes the boys' lips quiver. Jaws raw when I'm here, they think I can't deliver. Baby, I can show you things that you never heard of. Boy, let me teach you. Don't tell anyone, though, I'm not the kind of girl that gets it all on the show. Just a woman's got needs, and boy, we both know that you gotta know. So you know. Love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad boys, that's my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, I got a fucking problem. If finding somebody real is your fucking problem, bring your boys to the crib, maybe we can solve it. You know I love it when this beat is on. Make you think about all the females you've been leading on. Make me think about all the men that I've been feeding on. Got a feeling that's the same shit that we speaking on. No word, ain't in my album where you sleeping on. You should bring the lyrics out and have a fucking read along. Ain't a fucking sing along, and she rather read alone and just okay, then just drop down and get your ego on. Average your tall beat, now it's time to lay it on. We've been talking too much shit, boy, this chat is on. Time to change the tempo up, baby, why don't you bring it on? You've been waiting all night, trying to get me alone. I've been waiting for the word, so you'll take me home, yes, Lord. I don't really say there's something but enough shit. Talking, show me some action, now I beast. Love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, I got a fucking problem. I love bad boys, my fucking problem. Yeah, I like to fuck, I got a fucking problem. If finding somebody real is your fucking problem, bring your boys to the crib, maybe we can solve it. Yeah, hoes finale. A pep talk turned into a pep rally. Steady from the hood, but I live inside the valley. Now you make it in London. going back to Cali or got your boy on my line, word on my line. I need you fucked them at the same damn time. Got me like a girl don't exist. Boy, I know you want these tears. My name is Georgina Rambo. Keep an eye out, I'm running this show. Keeping these bad boys in line, don't you know? Teasing these boys so they can't take no more. Hold them off, hey boy, you got a long way. Don't get them both, listen what the crystal ball say. Hallelujah, hallelujah, holler back out, do you please?
All right, thank you again so much for that $5 super chat. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, she's a really good friend of mine, and I just wanted to add her music to the super chat list because
that was dope, man.
She's so awesome. Yeah, she is dope, and I she's been a good friend of mine for many years, and was responsible for a lot of the music that I used to have for the ZodWriter show when I did the show as a PSN radio internet broadcast. And Baby Girl here says, now Rob Zombie's Halloween movies are pure shit. Don't even compare Halloween Kills to it. Okay, well that's an opinion.
I have not seen the Rob Zombie movies. I've only seen Halloween Part 1 and Part 2 and the newest Halloween movies. Those are the only ones I've seen.
Nice.
But I am tempted to check out Halloween Resurrections.
Yeah, you might like those. The other films you might like. It's because Halloween Resurrection and H2O and all those, they all fall into a separate timeline. They've broken up. There's lots of things online if you're interested in the Halloween movies and in the different timelines and stuff. They actually really have a complete breakdown of the various. I think there's like 3 or 4 different Halloween directions you can go in terms of timelines based on the all of the various movies that exist for that franchise. And Johnny was having some audio issues on StreamYard for those that are wondering, and he's working it out, trying to come back. So he says as soon as he gets his issue worked out, he will be back. And Jose Diaz is saying, hi, baby girl. Sickness says, what's happening, Brother Zod and all? What's going on, Sickness? Always a pleasure to see Sickness. Sickness in the chat. How you doing, man? I hope all was well with you, and I hope you had a wonderful Halloween. And Lucas Ironside says, yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween movies are trash. And we've got Koopy Malik here. He says, Koopy Malik says, I like Halloween Kills. Michael Myers are more savage than ever. Okay, Koopy, that's cool.
Yeah,
Johnny, welcome back. You good, man? Johnny, you good?
Oh, I had myself muted.
Here.
I had myself muted.
Oh, you had yourself muted. I thought you were. I thought you borrowed Goose's CB radio for a second there, bro.
Customs.
That's a big breaker 19 there.
We got my main man Zeno here in the chat. What's up, Zeno? He says, how's it going, Zod? Season of the Witch is underrated. Freaky movie, it still is. Yes, absolutely. Season of the Witch is very underrated. You know what? I can recommend it, Jeffrey. I think Season of the Witch will trip you out. I think you watch Season of the Witch because it's got a lot of amazing elements to it, and the fact that it doesn't really fall in with the Michael Myers saga at all is kind of cool because it's refreshing. Although it does seem like they're trying to tie. Although it does seem like the new filmmakers are trying to. Are going to eventually try to tie it in. So it's going to be interesting. Baby Girl says, agreed, Koopy Malik. And Koopy Malik is giving praise to Sickness. Yo, Sickness. Belle Reeves says Sickness. Joe Diaz says, Jose Diaz, says hello, Belle. Koopy Malik is shouting out Lord Koj. Yes, we do have Lord Koj on the panel tonight.
Hey, yo, fam.
And Sickness says Koopy Malik and Bell. And Belle Reeves says J-Man is cool. Okay, well, that's cool. Again, I I like I said, I haven't had too many interactions with J-Man. I think I interacted with J-Man once on the Poindexter Lounge. I don't know. I haven't actually had any like direct streams. But Marcus has been texting me a lot on Instagram about J-Man. So I'll look into it. I don't know. We'll see what's going on there. And Belle Reeves says, "Sup, Jose." Baby girl says, "J-Man hates Man of Steel and loves Wonder Woman 84." Oh my God! Listen.
Hot dogs and wear suits too, probably.
It's sort of like I'm sort of when I hear stuff like that, I can't help but cringe just a little bit. But that's just me.
Everyone's got their recipe.
I'm telling you, everybody's got their jam, right? Even if it's everybody's got their jam, even if it's spoiled. I guess you can put it that way. Marcus Cruz says J-Man prefers the CGI He-Man Kids show over Revelation. LOL.
Okay,
Marcus. Now I know what kind of guy we're dealing with here, and you want me to talk to this guy? All right.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so I'm gonna check out. So once the He-Man Revelations Part 2 comes out, and I'm finished with that, I'm gonna be checking out the CGI show just out of curiosity.
They're two different universes, kind of like like DC has like Lego animated films that are clearly not.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. If you're 8, you'll like it, man. It's cute.
Hey, I need stuff to show my little kids. So that's cool.
Lego Batman movie.
You know what? There's nothing wrong.
I like the Lego straight to DVD ones. Those are pretty dope.
Guys, there's nothing wrong with letting your inner 8-year-old come out sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, for a lot of these movies, that's fun. Although I don't care how excited my inner 8-year-old is, I wouldn't pay $700 for a Terminator 2 arcade 1-up machine. I'll tell you that. Sickness says, Koj, what's up, brother? Yes, again, we got Sickness paying homage to the good man, Lord Koj here on.
I got mad love. Sickness is the good man.
Sickness is a great dude, isn't he? Isn't Sickness one of the best? And what I love about Sickness is, he's very, very into all the shows, and he's always showing support. Love you, man. I'm just so glad you're here.
Oh yeah, he's an OG. He's been around for a while too.
Been around for forever, yeah. And Jose Diaz says, "I'm cool. I'm cool. Halloween, it's great. I'm cool, Bell." And Katsuka says, "Oh snap! What's up, Katsuka? Where you been, man? Katsuka, you're another one. Me and Sonia, we were talking about you the other day, and and Sonia asked me, hey, does Katsuka still come around to all the shows?" I says, Katsuka is always lurking. So yeah. And Katsuka says, "That's clean, I guess." Okay. Marcus,
he was talking about the performance.
Oh, you were talking about Georgina. Her music is fantastic. Just so a lot of you know, she does the theme song for came up with the theme song for my ZodWriter show for my radio.
But also my show for the ZodWriter Fighter.
Oh yeah. She did. Yeah, she was the one that did the Kingdom, which was the theme song that I used for the Snyder Cut Fighters. I've known her for years, and she's really, really awesome and talented. A fantastic musician, fantastic person, and
the vocals are fantastic.
She lets me use all her stuff whenever I want to, and never complains, and loves the fact that I use all her stuff. So I'm excited. I was excited to use that song for Super Chats because that's one of her best. That's one of her best totally gangster.
I like that one, man.
Music videos, yeah. And Marcus Cruz says Jim Carrey is rumored to play MODOK in the MCU. Should have been Patton Oswalt, but Jim Carrey is wildly perfect casting. What do you guys think about that?
I'm open to it.
What about you, Johnny?
It's gonna be weird if they make it like just Jim Carrey's head hella big with just arms and legs. I want to see what that looks like for.
I'm with you, I think honestly, I think Jim Carrey could pull it off after seeing Jim Carrey in Sonic the Hedgehog. I think Jim Carrey could pull off anything wild and crazy like that. I love it.
He's the type of guy to be like, I'm MODOK, sit on my face.
Yeah, pretty much. Q, what's up, man? Says this is better than the original. Talking about the Georgina performance, absolutely. Yeah, Georgina is. I can't say enough wonderful things about her. Me and Johnny had an opportunity. She came back on the ZodWriter show a while ago. Well, several weeks ago. We had kind of a reunion where Johnny and I interviewed her and kind of caught up with her. It was a very, very amazing show, and I was just glad that she was able to join us again. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about Georgina, definitely check that show out. And because I do have link to her YouTube channel that features a lot of her music videos and stuff.
Oh wow,
fantastic! Definitely a fantastic musician. And we're gonna do more. Johnny and I are gonna do more with Georgina in the future. We got. I've already talked to Georgina. We'll probably try to have her, but it's hard to have her on when we do this show late at night because of the time difference. Because she's in the UK, and Katsuka says good vibes. And Koopy Malik says, love seeing the Georgina clip. I just had to figure out a way to figure out a way to get all the clips that I use for super chats and stuff, the video stuff. I figured I whenever I get like a video clip now, I make sure that it's not like maximum quality. It's like a lower quality clip that I can play as small file as possible to play it on StreamYard, so it doesn't stutter and go crazy all over the place. I wish I would have figured that out when I had Georgina back here, because if I would have did that, we would have played a ton of her videos on that show. But I was using like an HD version of her music videos that I had edited together myself, and I was trying to play some of the songs when she was on the show, and it just wasn't translating well because StreamYard wasn't accepting it. Baby girl is showing fire, and Katsuka says, hey, Koopy Malik and baby girl. Koopy Malik says, Katsuka, there you are. Yes, everybody misses Katsuka, but Katsuka is always lurking. Yes, there we go, and he says it himself. He's always lurking. Hey, Katsuka. I'm trying to stay true to my word because I did say that I would try to read all the comments. So that's what I'm trying to do. Katsuka says that was a really cool drop, and Katsuka says the kills were brutal in kills, and baby girl says I love the way he kills in Halloween Kills, and Marcus Cruz says Zod Blade rumored to appear in the MCU Moon Knight TV show. I'm excited for Moon Knight.
Yeah, me too.
Moon Knight looks pretty dope.
Yeah,
so far, with the work they're putting into it.
Well, Blade's a good place for him to land too, because Moon Knight's a horror character anyways, so I think Blade's fine. And I actually
it's like the Avengers Dark, right?
Kind of. I would really like to see Werewolf by Night show up more than Blade, but Blade would be welcome anyway. So
I think Blade is actually gonna show up in the Morbius movie.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yeah,
Sony would have to pay Marvel a lot to pull that off, though. I think.
With a lot of Spider-Man, like they have a whole bunch of Spider-Man references already. What's one Blade cameo at this point?
Well, it makes sense because Blade did show up in Spider-Man's universe or story first.
Yeah, and Katsuka says I really dug the way Michael went ham, and Koopy Malik says Michael in Halloween Kills is pissed off as hell. Nobody stand in my spot. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the movie itself.
And I gotta give props to you, Rhea, the one great, wonderful, and beautiful Rhea. Rhea saying, "What's up, y'all?" And all those in the past who were calling me a simp, ladies and gentlemen, I only simp for one individual online, and that is the great and beautiful Rhea. So there you go. There's Rhea here, and Koopy Malik says, "Rhea, hey there, Rhea." And let's see here, we got. Jose Diaz. Yes, everybody shout out Rhea, the wonderful Rhea. Rhea says, "Hey, Koopy Malik," and let's see here. We got Sickness saying, "My bad, I didn't say what's up to Johnny, Bat Dan, and Jeffrey." Well, Sickness, you just said it now. So there you go, man. I'm sorry I'm a little bit behind, but you guys know me. When I like to read all the comments, I'm always a little bit behind here. And Baby Girl is shouting out Rhea as everybody should. Rhea says Jose, and Belle Reeve says, "Yeah, Season of the Witch is an anthology." Well, yeah, that's what Halloween was originally supposed to be in John Carpenter's initial conception. He wanted Halloween to be an anthology series. He didn't want it all to be about Michael Myers. It was supposed to be, you were going to have some Michael Myers stuff in there, but then there was going to be different movies telling different stories. And basically, Season of the Witch at the time didn't do well. It's become a cult classic in the modern era, but back when it came out, it was not well received. So that's why Halloween 4 went right back to Michael Myers.
Yeah, all the love for it's probably come out in the last 7 years at the
most. Right, I know that's such a great point to make. Yeah, like in the last 7 years, I've even seen it's like the buy a Shamrock mask with the Shamrock logo hanging from it. It's like, yeah, okay. Rhea is shouting out Katsuka, and Rhea says, "Hey, baby girl, good vibes, absolutely." And Katsuka is laughing. Let's see here. Wow, we're totally. Let's see. Rhea's shouting out Belle with a virtual hug, and Jose says, "Hello, J-Man." Oh, okay. Yeah, hello, J-Man. J-Man, if you're out there. And you wanna jump on the panel, you're more than welcome. Double MJ says, "What's up, Sickness?" Katsuka says, "Sickness." Okay. All right, Katsuka.
It's that Disturbed song though. Ooh, wah! Like that.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that because I wasn't thinking on that level tonight. And Baby Girl says, "J-Man is a nice man and all. It's just he's for the nostalgic stuff." Well, I don't know how nostalgic it could be if you could say that. If you could say that Wonder Woman 84 is more superior to Man of Steel, and the CGI Masters of the Universe is better than Kevin Smith's.
Well, Wonder Woman 84 does have a lot of nostalgia. It like caters to.
Well, I mean, allegedly, Patty Jenkins is doing Wonder Woman 3 with Linda Carter as the lead. Because I read an article today that was saying that Gal Gadot is not going to be in Wonder Woman 3. So I don't know how true that is.
Flash Universe is going to reboot Wonder Woman. Watch.
That actually does make sense because Wonder Woman. Because I almost called the gal Wonder Woman.
She is Wonder Woman. Let's be honest.
But yeah, it makes sense that that makes sense now as to why Gal wasn't in the DC fandom panel.
Yeah, she wasn't, and that's why when people say things like, now that's BS. She's going to be in Wonder Woman. Well, maybe she's not. Maybe that's a legitimate reason why at Fandom it was Linda Carter and Patty Jenkins, and as Bat Dan knows, I am a deeply closeted Patty Jenkins fan. I love me some Patty Jenkins.
I'll love her once she figures out who Donna Troy
is. She's a very handsome woman. And Belle Reeves says, "Sickness is from my hood, LOL." Literally.
Yo, Wonder Woman 3 is
Literally?
gonna have Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. I bet.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be like a
older
it's
Wonder
going to be
Woman,
like an
like in the
older
future or
woman,
something?
like a timeline, or like an alternate timeline or something, because we know that Patty likes period pieces. She did a horrible job with the 80s, but what can I say? She's probably gonna. I mean, what kind of movie takes place in the 80s and ignores all that great 80s music? I don't know.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman
And
1984.
really,
It's like we only got Wedding Singer that did a good job.
yeah, and really, there is at least one positive about Linda Carter being
watch
being Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 3, and that's that whole Michael Keaton and Gal fiasco that might have happened with Wonder Bat. Like, can you really imagine that? Like, Gal Gadot and Michael Keaton.
No.
No, we're trying it.
Did they
Nothing
hook up
happened.
or what?
No.
Well, that would be dope. I mean, for Michael Keaton, I mean, hey, it's Gal Gadot, right? Koopy Malik says Sickness has his own intro video. Yeah, everybody's got to be down with the Sickness. I swear, he's up there when it comes to these shows. That's for sure. And Rhea says California represent. Oh my God, Rhea, you got me wanting to go back to California.
Yo, wait. We got more Cali people? I'm not the only one?
I always want to go back to California. That's all I ever think about is moving.
Hey, let me know.
always
I'll
do
see
too.
you out here.
I love California. I had some great experiences in California.
Yeah, that's my home.
I miss California, and yeah, if I go back to California one of these days, can we have lunch together, Rhea? It would really be nice to hang out with you. Marcus Cruz says, Zod, invite J-Man in the panel. Debate him about Masters of the Universe. It's going to be interesting on how your different ideologies for He-Man will clash. You know what? Just for you, Marcus, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to J-Man and try to get him for a live late night Q&A episode, and him and I can debate Masters of the Universe.
As co-host, I have a stipulation. Marcus, you have to put up your body pillow, your kill body pillow. Whoever wins the debate wins your waifu, man. That's
wow.
That's how that's going to play out.
That's deep, bro.
Oh, my God.
Because he needs to win something if he wins the debate. He can't just bet something.
You know what? I'm always, Bad Dan, I'm always open to different points of view. So to me, it's like even if I disagree with you, I like to try to find some common ground. And that's what I think is seriously missing, especially on the internet these days. People don't agree to disagree and maintain being friendships. People let little things get in the way and totally derail everything. And I just think that is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, because we're sitting here now, it's like we're all friends here on this panel. Each and every one of you, like I could disagree with you guys about something, about anything, but I'm not going to stop being friends with you over it. It's the absolute most ridiculous thing. I miss the days where it was okay to disagree, and that's never the case. That's never.
Hey,
the
Zod,
case.
you're bringing it back right here on this show.
I tried to. I tried to. Yeah, I feel like
peace is back.
I felt. Yeah, well, thank you guys. I feel like I have the best. I feel like I have the best live streams on YouTube, and I also feel like I have the best. I have the best chats, man. Everybody is always so engaged and always bring up so many wonderful things. And honestly, Marcus, that's a great idea. And I am going to do it. I will reach out to J-Man for you. And Sickness says, double MJ and Katsuka. What's up, Sean Franklin? Sean Franklin says, what's up, Zod? Do you see the Morbius trailer?
Morbius trailer. That's a cut low, man. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Zod, you're a Morbius trailer, man. I swear to God.
There you go. It looks good. I'm interested. I definitely want to see Morbius. I'm hyped for it. I think it's going to be great. We've got the Macro Man on right now. What's going on, Macro?
Oh,
what's up?
It's Marco, but
Marco, I'm so sorry. I'm not reading. I'm like trying to read the chat and trying to get your name. I'm so sorry I did that, man. How have you been? How have you been, man? We haven't seen you in a while. What's been going on with you? How was your Halloween?
Oh, my Halloween was pretty good. I went to a friend's house and we had a Halloween party there. We watched Beetlejuice.
Oh, okay. Now, did you engage in any controlled substances, or did you play it pretty sober?
Oh, what? No, it wasn't like that. It was more or less like we ate pizza, we drank a bunch of sodas, or we just talked about geek stuff. Because
pizzas and sodas. How many sodas did you have, man?
I think like 2 to 3.
Oh, okay.
2 to 3.
Were they big cans of soda, or were they the regular 12 ounce?
I think they were regular cans, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on these panels, man.
Dude. I was wondering what happened to you. I know there was one panel you came on, and I know I was poking at you a little bit. We were having some fun, and you were, so I didn't know. But it's cool, man. It's cool that you're here. I mean, again, you're always you guys are all among friends when you come here. I don't have problems with anybody. I always say, well, because we give a lot of crap to our good buddy Andrew Casale, but that's just because he's the one. Okay.
Yeah, we're jealous. It's all jealousy.
We've got to. By the way, we've got to treat him. We've got to treat him a certain way because he is the one. He is like Neo in the Matrix. I mean, the guy is just and he's got web shooters too. And Sickness says, "Thanks for the love, Zod." Sickness, you are the man. You will always get nothing but love here, dude. You know that. And Sean Franklin says, "Hi, Zod. You see the Morbius trailer?" Yeah, I did, and I'm excited. Are you excited, Marco? Are you excited about Morbius?
I gotta be honest. I remember like back in the early days about Jared Leto starring in like a Sony Marvel project, and I actually did see a Morbius trailer while watching Let There Be Carnage, but it's not the recent one. Actually, I think it's an old one. That in the end it has Michael Keaton's Vulture, I think. Well, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think that was the early one. And Simon says, "What's up, Zod and everybody? What's up, Simon? Good to see you, bro." And here it is, dude. I've been waiting all night for you, Integrity. I'm glad you're here, bro. He says, and 1, 2, 3, Zack is back, and he will direct Zack Snyder's Justice League 2, starring Ben Affleck. Zack Snyder's Justice League is relaunching the SnyderVerse. This is the first big do-over in cinematic history, and it's inevitable. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And we've got Marcus Cruz here talking about Emily Blunt, Robert Downey Jr., and Matt Damon to be in Christopher Nolan's new movie. Emily still in talks, though. Yeah, well, Christopher Nolan can get any actor or actress he wants. We know Christopher Nolan has that. Christopher Nolan has that Hollywood clout like you wouldn't believe. And
it's kind of like which actor gets to work with Christopher Nolan.
Right. It's the other way around. Nolan literally writes his own ticket. Koopy Malik says Morbius' newest trailer is good. Hope the movie will also be good. Very well said. And hey, Zod, which do you prefer, Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit? I got to be honest with you. I prefer the Lord of the Rings movies, but I also like the Hobbit movies as well because it's all Peter Jackson, and Peter Jackson did a fine job with those books. I particularly love, the extended versions of those movies. I think they are phenomenal. And, and if you got about a week with nothing better to do, those movies are there for you to watch. And
it's really cool. The Hobbit reflects a lot of old school Peter Jackson style. As much as I love Lord of the Rings and prefer Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit does have some old school.
Yeah, Peter but the Jackson Goblin King and his song really reminded me of Meet the Feebles.
I was just gonna say Meet the Feebles. Yeah, Meet the Feebles. It's got
that Meet the Feebles, Dead Life feeling throughout the whole movie.
Meet the Feebles is a fun movie to eat pizza and drink soda and on a Saturday and drink as many 12-ounce cans as you can. Marco, you and your buddies ought to check out Meet the Feebles on a Saturday night if you want to be.
It's a trip.
It's a trip.
Okay, I'll take a recommendation on that.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Well, that's a must watch. If you ain't seen Meet the Feebles, you're missing out, man. It's the best puppet movie you'll probably ever see.
Yeah. Watch Meet the Feebles and then watch Class of Nukem High. Your life will be changed forever. Marcus Cruz says John Krasinski and Ryan Reynolds teaming up for the movie Imaginary Friends live action with Phoebe Waller Bridge joining. Cool, Marcus. You know
what would be good is if John Krasinski played Hydra Bob in Deadpool 3. That would be hilarious, man. Because he's like uptight enough to actually pull the character off pretty good.
I don't think there's going to be a Deadpool 3, really. Like, I really think that it's really been silent for a while. Like we did hear whispers about it that Disney was doing it, but ever since then, there's been nothing. And
they've been trying to sign John Krasinski for Hydra Bob. That's why, man.
John Krasinski for Hydra Bob. No, John Krasinski for a live action adaptation of the old Neo Geo game Cyber Lip. I want to see John Krasinski with a loaded gun and a proton pack shooting at knockoff Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminators. That's what I want to see. That would be dope. Integrity 101 says Wonder Woman 84 is a love letter to Donner's Superman. Thank you very much for that factual information.
Technically, Patty Jenkins did confirm that it's mostly like an homage to that. Which, okay, if you're about to pay homage to these old movies, that doesn't mean you have to make the fight choreography that cheesy. Like, why?
Fact.
Yeah, it's fact. That's what ruined the movie.
I'm with you
on that, Bad Dan.
Right. Again, the mall
scene. I joke around and constantly make a joke that Wonder Woman 1984 had the best fight scenes ever, and constantly joke that the mall fight scene was better than the museum fight scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I love it, Bat Dan, because I know exactly what you're going for, man. After all, you know what a closet Patty Jenkins fan I am. And Double MJ says Wonder Woman 84 better than that. I'm still laughing my ass off. Oh my God, yes. I mean, for real. We gotta say that the Wish Stone is better than the Kryptonian scene, right?
Even Wonder
Woman 84 did have the best slip and slide scenes of her sliding from left to right all the time.
And she had a lot of really interesting scenes where I think Wonder Woman 84 was the only time I've ever seen Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, and thought she performed a creepy version of the character. She does a lot of creepy and shady things in Wonder Woman 84. You're just what are you doing?
Other than banging a person who is possessed by Chris Evans. Oh wait, it's Chris.
Wow, she banged Captain America in that movie because we know all about how much we're supposed to love America's ass, right? I mean, isn't that So you're not far off there, Marco.
When was that joke?
In one of the Avengers movies.
Yeah, it's an Endgame.
I think it's an Endgame or Infinity War. I don't know which one. Integrity 101 says, I find it hard to believe Gal wouldn't be in Wonder Woman 83. I don't at Wonder Woman 80. This is Wonder Woman.
This is what I think will happen. I think Gal will be in Wonder Woman 3, but only for
a cameo.
But only for the short. But only for maybe the first act. But then the rest will be Linda Carter.
I'm with you, Jeff. But I raise you one. No cameo of her, just a picture of her, just like Kevin Costner's picture in Snyder Cut.
Wait, where is that coming from? Are you referring to Linda Carter's character in Wonder Woman 1984 for a brief cameo? Because I don't. I don't. I mean,
Well, I think
if
the
it,
fight scene's definitely going to play in Wonder Woman 3. Like, I don't think that was just a fun tease. I bet it was actually for... See, that's what I think Wonder Woman 3... If they do Linda Carter for Wonder Woman 3, I think she's going to play her Astra character that she played. Astra, whatever her name... Was it Astra? It was some
Astra.
name.
yeah, I mean,
it was
that's the
Astra,
one that
okay.
wore the gold suit.
Yeah. I think it's going to star
Yes.
that character. If they do Linda Carter as the star, it'll be that.
Well, they could do with Astra picking up the mantle of Wonder Woman if they want to go with that angle, because that's happened before in the comics.
Astra picking up the mantle.
So
Okay, where's the whole like Gal Gadot is going to be retiring Wonder Woman like concept? I don't.
There's some articles
happened in
out
the
there.
Flash.
You just gotta look. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, there's some articles going out, but
Great. Oh, great. I'm back to like September 2018, where people were freaking out that Henry Cavill was leaving as Superman because he was doing The Witcher and he couldn't appear in the Shazam cameo. Like, I remember people were going bonkers about this.
Well, apparently what
I
happened
did
with
that
the Shazam cameo was that Henry Cavill was scheduled for 4 appearances, and he didn't want to do the Shazam cameo because that would have like kind of let Warner Brothers release him from his contract easier because that would have counted as his 4th appearance.
yep,
that's why I think in the
really-
Flash we're going to see 3 Ezra Millers, so they get rid of his contract sooner in one go.
What? 3 as like the other.
That's what I'm putting my money on. If you see 3 Ezra Millers, you know your boy Koji said so.
I think for the Flash I think for the second Flash, I think that was a last minute replacement for Ray Fisher's Cyborg.
No, I thought
Like,
that was Supergirl.
No, I think
I don't know.
Supergirl was like I heard Supergirl
was?
was always meant to be. I heard that Supergirl was always being rumored for the Flash, like even in the very early ages of the script, that Supergirl was supposed to be in the Flash movie.
Well, it makes
And
sense
I
because if you
think
look at those released images, they clearly took her for Flashpoint, and they were always going to do some sort of Flashpoint, so makes sense.
I mean,
yeah.
like it's
And-
like some weird Flashpoint that involves like Michael Keaton Batman and a Supergirl. I don't know. Do you think that Supergirl was like not Kara Zor-El, but like a Supergirl that was just a human, and that the Kal-El baby sort of like died, and they took like
That'd be Sur-El.
Oh yeah, maybe. I wonder. Like, okay, there's this prequel comic book that I've heard that explains Zack Snyder's Kara Zor-El. I mean, the thing is that it can. I mean, the Flash movie, like, all right, let's see. I like to interpret like these movies, like the new DC movies, after like take the for 2016 Suicide Squad and the Wonder Woman 2017 film. Like, if you want to watch like Zack Snyder's like trilogy from like Man of Steel to BVS to his Justice League, I feel like you don't have the need to watch these movies in order from transitioning from BVS to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Simply because these are just like side stories that just expand on the world, on the characters. Like Suicide Squad shows us the effects. Like the reason why this team is formed is simply because Superman is dead, and Amanda Waller wants to experiment with this new Task Force X that she decided to pull out. Well, the Wonder Woman movie was more or less an origin story for the character. So, I mean, if you want to watch movies like these recent DC movies don't really focus on like the main dark side storyline, like the 2018 Aquaman film, or like the 2019 Shazam film, Birds of Prey, the Suicide Squad, or you get the idea. Like, kind of like it's basically just like filler. Like, whether if you like want to watch these or not, it doesn't even run on the canon. I'm not saying they're not canon, but
Not canon.
Overpriced DLC packs, in my opinion.
Overpriced DLC pack. I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better myself. And baby girl here says Patty Jenkins is smoking some good shit if she picks Linda Carter over Gal Gadot. Well, we already know, baby girl, that Patty Jenkins loves her some Linda Carter.
Honestly,
know that
I
for
think
a
she
fact.
should just did Linda Carter from the beginning with Wonder Woman 84. Just make it its own entity.
You know what? And that would have worked better because honestly, you could have swapped out Gal Gadot for Linda Carter for Wonder Woman 84, and I don't think there would have been any real difference in the plot. Not much, really.
I think I would enjoy it more. 'cause I would love to see Linda
if it
Carter
was
like that.
If it was like a period piece and it was like it took place in the, you know, in the old Wonder Woman TV show timeline, I think that actually would have made more sense and it would have been a popular movie and they could have really hammed it up and called it Wonder Woman and the Witch Stone. I
like that title.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I mean,
Yo, they could have face-apped it. They did it with Justice League. They had Gal Gadot face-apped on some body double.
That's right.
Well, we could have just put Linda Carter on Gal Gadot's body and like cha-ching. It's like the DBZ fusion.
And double MJ talking about my girl Patty Jenkins here. Patty Jenkins is so overrated indeed. And Rhea and the wonderful Rhea here says Michael Keaton rules. Yes, Rhea, I agree. Michael Keaton is dope. And Daniel Martin says, stopping by to show Zod Lord Koj, Johnny, and the panel some love, and freaking love Dune. Gotta see it again. Daniel, I agree with you. I love Dune. I'm waiting for the 6-hour director's cut of Dune when it comes out on home video.
I'll be
ready.
I'll be honest. Those 2.5 hours really did nothing for me. Like the 2 hours and the 2.5 hour cut of the Dune movie really didn't do anything for me. Like it wasn't bad. It just like it was kind of boring to me. Like it really did. Like I see people saying that it changed the sci-fi genre. This is your Lord of the Rings. This is the new Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. But really, I didn't see that.
I wouldn't go that. I wouldn't go that far, Jeffrey. I think it was decent, but
I wouldn't go that far.
The problem is that it was so truncated and so cut up that I just can't see, because I would agree with that point of view if we got to see the full vision of the director, but because we got to see this really scaled down, edited, cut back version of Dune, I really don't see how they could say things like that. I mean, I actually saw somebody on Twitter saying Dune is redefining the genre. And it's like, are you kidding me? Redefining what? What is it redefining? Okay, it was good, but let me be clear here. There's a fan edit out there of David Lynch's version of Dune, and that version was way better. As much as I like the version that Warner Brothers just put out, I still think that the fan edited version of the David Lynch one is a superior film in just about every way. And the fact that they announced and they said, "Oh, they're gonna do Dune Part 2." Well, my thing is, this movie should have been called Dune Book 1 Part 1, and then they should have did book 1 Part 2, and they should have really spread it out, because I understand that you can't put a 6-hour movie in the theater, because in this day and age it just doesn't work. But I also feel like if the man filmed a 6-hour version of Dune, then that's the version that we should have got. And that's probably one of the reasons why Jeffrey feels the way he does, because the movie doesn't have anything in it. It's a good movie on the surface, but they took out so much of the character development and the relationships and the things that make Dune such a good story. Like when you take all that out, it's like, imagine Zack Snyder's Justice League. Imagine, cutting about 2 or 3 hours out of that movie and see what you got. Oh, we did see, and it was Justice League. So you see that's my, that's the whole point when it comes to Dune.
Oh wait, let's just not forget. Hans Tornoff said, "Oh, have you seen the end of Dune? Of course we're making a fucking sequel. Zack Snyder's Justice League. We're glad that we could completed his trilogy, bruh."
And really, this is how bad this is when I knew the editing and the character development for this is the exact moment that I realized that there really was no character development for the kid that's supposed to be the chosen one. Like this is when I realized that there really was no character development, and it's that fight where he kills that dude, and you see the mom saying like he hasn't killed anyone before, and that's when it took me out of the movie, because that made me think like, wait, hold on, when did this storyline come up all of a sudden? Because
Yeah.
most of the time, first kill storylines are really heavily developed and foreshadowed a lot. But we didn't get that.
You didn't get that, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's a lot of stuff between Jason Momoa's character and Paul that was cut out of this movie.
Yeah, I could really tell that.
Those two characters have a very, very strong bond. Jason Momoa's character actually trains Paul and has there's a lot of great stuff that we did not get in this movie, which is one of the reasons why, you could tell they just kind of go from beat to beat. They skip all of the little nuances and all of the development of the story. They basically Justice League's Dune. That's what they did. And as good as it was,
that version of the cut wasn't necessarily horrible, and it's not trying to appeal to like a nostalgic fan base audience just to get out of the critics' ass.
It's not that it was, and here's the thing though, Marco. It's not that Dune was bad. Dune wasn't as bad as Justice League, but it was bad in terms of the way that it hacked up the story to the point where you don't get any of the character development really. You don't get how he goes from how he is in the beginning of the movie to the very end of the movie. You in Return of the Jedi, you almost have like Return of the Jedi. In Dune, you almost have like a Return of the Jedi arc, kind of, where the character of Paul goes through an evolution where he starts off. He's the young, naive boy. He's learning about his heritage. He's learning about his destiny. He's learning about his family history. He's getting trained. He's getting groomed to essentially be the chosen one and essentially lead the people. It's a big, big story. And you get like Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi kind of vibes by the time you finally see Paul. And by the time you get to the point where in the movie that Jeffrey was talking about, with the first kill where he has to fight, for his mom's honor and for his survival with that group. There's a lot leading up to that would allow that particular scene to make a lot more sense if they left all that material in. And I know, it was filmed. So yeah.
So it's coming like a BBS situation where they just didn't add in like important stuff into the movie, and that's what made it like a nonsensical story in its theatrical release.
They did an amazing job, all things considered. I mean, I didn't think it was possible for them to cut so much out of the movie and still make it a watchable experience for people that have never, who don't know about Dune. But the thing is, I mean, it was truncated, really, really badly. So that's my biggest problem with it.
I almost think of more like BVS, honestly, because BVS, because it was still the director's film, where like BVS, they cut out so much of Batman v Superman, and then so many people were won over when they saw the Ultimate Edition. So that's kind of more.
And that's the crazy part about it. That's the crazy part about BBS. They only cut out 30 minutes of it, and in the Ultimate Edition with those 30 minutes, it's a completely different movie. It's great. It's really crazy that just a short 30. It's really crazy that a short extra 30 minutes for like a TV show length of minutes completely changed the context of the movie.
Yeah.
I see.
So imagine Dune if it's even more than that.
Well,
Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, the director's cut is 6 hours. And Marcus Cruz says, "Man, Zod, Millie Bobby Brown has been posting again with her confirmed boyfriend Jake Bon Jovi. Have you seen it?" No, Marcus, I haven't seen it because I don't follow Millie Bobby Brown. She's a little bit
Or Bon Jovi's
she's a little
kid.
bit young for me to be following. Yeah, I'm not really into her or Jake Bon Jovi, but you keep following, bro. Maybe they'll break up and you'll get your opportunity. Integrity 101 says, "Yep, Zod is one of the few people out there that welcome opposing views. It's so damn refreshing." Thank you, Integrity 101. God knows I've argued with you enough on my channel, Integrity. It's definitely one of those things, man. Opposing views are a good thing. It really is, because it makes it great when you're not sitting in an echo chamber. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And because everybody has a different viewpoint, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's what makes us human beings, and it's great to see. And Double MJ says the Morbius trailer, Spider-Man, is greater than the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer.
I'll be honest.
Are you guys excited? Are you guys excited for Spider-Man No Way Home?
No.
No.
Well,
Like I really.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeffrey. You can go. I'll just mute myself.
Marco, do me a favor, man. Come out and come back in, because you're roboting really bad, dude. We can hardly hear what you're saying. You sound like your voice is in auto-tune or something.
Let me refresh.
Refresh and come back.
But like really, I'm not really looking forward to Spider-Man No Way Home, because to me it's kind of like they just really haven't given me that this Spider-Man, that Tom Holland Spider-Man can really do anything on his own. Like they kind of do give you that in Mysterio and I forgot. Oh, and Far Away From Home. Like they kind of do give you that, but really to say that he's ready for Doc Ock and the Green Goblin and potentially Sandman and the Lizard, because those people are rumored. Like I really don't think that. I really do see him like on his own, basically dying in No Way Home in a realistic.
He might not be on his own though. Well, he's gonna have help.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing. Like to me, Tom Holland's the MCU Spider-Man really hasn't proven himself to me to be ready for being Spider-Man. Like I just really can't get behind him. Like, and that's really the thing. Like you see that I'm not hating on him or anything. It's just that I really don't think he is. I don't think the MCU has really proven to me that he's really ready, is all I'm saying.
And Baby Girl says, like Marco needs caffeine. Oh my goodness, Marco, are you drinking anything now?
Oh well, no, not anymore. It's kind of late where I'm at. I'm just drinking plain water.
Oh, okay. And Integrity 101 says, did you guys all like the new Bond movie? I thought the Bond movie was okay. Did you guys see it?
I really haven't seen any of the James Bond movies, so there's my opinion on it.
Yeah. Have you seen the Rock? The movie The Rock?
No.
Okay.
Johnny,
Johnny, did you?
It's so good, Jeffrey. You should
The Rock is definitely a James Bond movie. Johnny, did you see the new James Bond film?
No, I don't go to theaters yet, and it's not streaming anywhere, so I have not got to see it yet.
Well, I mean, I was thinking maybe you might have saw it at the library, but that's just me. All right, Marcus Cruz says John Krasinski is also directing and writing the legendary. I was going to say legendary, but it says the Imaginary Friends movie. I don't know if it is live action version of the cartoon on Cartoon Network. Yeah, I don't know, Marcus. I haven't heard anything about that. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that. Double MJ says, I'm pretty sure that the Morbius movie will at least be better than Venom 2. Well, you're probably right. That Morbius movie looks like it's going to be dope, honestly.
Yeah, January really can't come soon enough.
Well, you talk about like Dune being cut.
Go ahead, Batman.
Do you know how you talked about Dune being cut too much? I think the same thing happened with Venom Let There Be Carnage, honestly.
Probably.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, because that's really the thing too. Like even the first Venom was cut, where Tom Holland actually said that the scenes that were cut are actually, like I actually remember this. Like someone asked Tom Hardy what was his favorite scene in Venom 1. And he said that he couldn't answer because the best scenes that were in Venom are the ones that were cut, and he said that those scenes would have made it rated R.
Yeah, you know what? It probably should have been rated R in the first place, but that's just my opinion. Marcus Cruz says, "Man, I'm losing hope for John and Emily in Fantastic Four. When that day comes, if they are not cast, it's going to be a riot on the internet. All the fan art and videos about them being casted, man. Well, I for one, Marcus, hope you get your wish and you get your casting, because you've been on about this now for several months. So I hope it comes to fruition for you." Andrew Casali says, "Man, I just saw something horrifying." Well, Andrew, if you saw something horrifying and you want to talk about it, click on the link and come in the chat, because we all want to hear what you saw that was horrifying. And I mean, and you can also tell us how you've been doing with the creation of your web shooters. I'd really like to know. And Integrity 101 says, "Need more live streams if possible. Zod, I've been very disappointed by some of the nonsense on other channels lately." Yeah, you know what, Integrity? I try to keep my shows down to twice a week for people. I try not to oversaturate with my material. So we try to do this, which is the open panel on Tuesday, and then on Wednesday or Thursday, I usually do the a late night Q&A, which is a one-on-one. So I don't. I think the reason for that is because I don't want to oversaturate and be in everybody's face, because I know people are busy and they have things to do, and I have things to do. We all have things to do. So it's good to keep your material. Keep your material consistent, but at the same time, be considerate of the fact that, people have lives and have things to do. So that's kind of how I have always kind of approached it. And Double MJ says, Wonder Woman 84 is the result of when you fire Zack Snyder's stunt team and get Jeff Johns fully involved. Oh, and by the way, F Jeff Johns. Yeah. I can see where you're at there.
Because really, when the first time for me that this was going to be bad was really when at that mall scene, like that, I was like, okay, we're gonna get that type of movie. like that's immediately what I thought. Like, okay, but I did like the person who played as I almost said Star-Lord. What's his name? I did like his character. The
casting was good. I think all the performances in that movie were good. There's a lot of issues with that movie, but in my opinion, the performances aren't one of them.
So, since it's quiet, I guess, do you guys want to talk about the Armyverse?
I'm about to bring that up. I just want to get caught up with the chat here, and Johnny hasn't seen it yet. So, but we will talk about it. Let's see. Integrity 101 says Henry Cavill has been supposedly out as Superman for 3 years now. When was the last time an actor left an iconic role and they put out articles that the actor is never returning every 90 days? Hashtag BS. And Integrity 101 says at double MJ, laughing my ass off. I only know of Wonder Woman 84. Never heard, or no, Wonder Woman 854. Yeah. Crimson War, never heard of Wonder Woman 84. Sorry, guys. Integrity 101 says Warner Brothers just greenlit the Geriatric League. Speaking of overrated, I'm sorry, I like him, but Hans Zimmer is overrated. Yes. He's good, but not great. I was very disappointed hearing Dark Knight Rises music in the new Bond. He regurgitates material. Yeah, he does that a lot. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Well, I can't disagree.
84.
That what to me was the most egregious error in Wonder Woman 84 that I ever saw. I mean, I already hated that movie, but when I heard Beautiful Lie in that movie, I was done. I was like, okay. I'm like, this is where, this is where we have to draw the line, Hans, because what you're doing is you're trying to legitimize something that will never be legit. All right? You're trying to legitimize something that has absolutely no value whatsoever, and you're trying to make it good by basically all you did was make a parody out of your epic Beautiful Lie theme from BVS. Why did you use that theme? Why? I don't understand.
I'll tell you why. Zod, I'll tell you why. He used that theme. He used that score. He used the Beautiful Lie because basically in Wonder Woman 1984, the wishes were beautiful lies. At least that's what I think.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, baby girl says. Go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
No, that's all I said. Like the whole thing was about the truth, and the wish stone was turned into somehow being lies. So
okay, yeah, well, yeah. I guess we want to try to make sense of Wonder Woman and the Wish Stone, but we always fail. It's pretty obvious. Baby girl says Dune will be shown in 3 parts. That was only just 1. Yeah, but the problem is, baby girl, and this is my whole issue with Dune. The first book in the series of Dune, the first book should be 3 parts. Yeah, not the whole saga. Like Dune is a sprawling epic. The problem is that the first movie by itself, book 1, should have been book 1, part 1. Basically, they could be doing Dune movies. Honestly, they could be doing Dune movies for the next 30 years if they do this right. Yeah, and that's my problem with the whole movie that they released. It's a 2.5 hour movie, and it just doesn't. It cuts out so much material. We're already past a lot of good stuff. A lot of good world building and character development is already gone now. By the time you get to the point where they left us at the end of the first Dune movie. So now we're going to be going into Dune. Yeah, they greenlit Dune Part 2, and there's going to be Dune Part 3, right? But they're jumping ahead, skipping so much important stuff that you're basically getting like a Cliff Notes version of what the Dune story actually is what you're basically getting. It's just a surface. It's basically just surface level entertainment, and that's the problem. That's exactly what they did with Zack Snyder with Justice League and BVS. They cut out key elements and very important, story beats and material, and this is why we ended up getting the movies we got, both in BVS theatrical and in Joss Whedon's version of Justice League. So yeah, that's really my problem. I'm a Dune fan. I know the source material. I like the source material, and I just want to see the movie done proper justice. And when I found out that there's a 6-hour director's cut of the first movie, that says a lot. That gives me Lord of the Rings vibes. That tells me that this is being handled just as seriously as Peter Jackson was taking Lord of the Rings, and that's what I was expecting for Dune. You don't do Dune and try to truncate it and make it 2-hour films. You make Dune, if you want to make Dune is long form storytelling. So for me, I don't understand why they didn't just let Denis Villeneuve do a like a mini series where they tell the whole story and sprawl it out as like epic storytelling. Dune actually should have been a series on HBO Max, not a movie. Not a movie, because there's just too much material.
Right, and that's really the thing too. Like, I really compare Dune like this. Like, instead of, like, I compare it to, and a lot of people who know Avatar: The Last Airbender know what movie I'm about to say. The Last Airbender movie. The Last Airbender movie was really an adaptation of the Avatar: The Last Airbender TV show. And if you actually watch the original cartoon, like it's basically like Dune, where it's like a complete story where there's a whole bunch of world building. They explain what the Avatar is in various detail. A lot of times they go more in depth with the characters and really the Kyoshi Islands, and basically The Last Airbender basically scrunched all of book one into a 2.5 hour into about a 2 hour movie, and really it sucked. Like, it really did suck. Like, and that's really the thing, like, with the potential that they had with the Last Airbender movie. They could have just said this is part one of book one, and they could have done part two of book one. Like, and that's really what they did in the TV show as well, where there was a cutoff point for book one, and then there was a part two for season one. Like, that's really how bad it was.
Yeah, and if you break these long novels down, and you break them down for films, you could just keep doing them. And again, as a film franchise, if WB wants Dune to be a big franchise, then allow it to be a big franchise, movie after movie after movie. I mean, you could literally to do Dune properly, they could do 10 movies at least if they want to do it properly. And and that's why I say I don't understand what the problem would be. You could do 10 movies. You could really, I mean, if you really want a franchise, you want something big that can rival Star Wars, you have a visionary filmmaker capable of doing it, and so you don't really have an excuse. And again, the man's director's cut is 6 hours, so that's all we have to know. The cut that was released is 2.5 hours, so that tells you right there that there's some major differences here. And Integrity 101 says WB execs wouldn't be trying to squash Zack Snyder's Justice League if they weren't afraid of its success leading to its resurrection. Therefore, based on WB execs' own actions, the SnyderVerse isn't dead at all. You don't have to attack something SnyderVerse that's already dead. Common sense wins. I agree. And some people need to calm down with the overreaction. It's something they did with. It's the same thing they did with the Suicide Squad, calling it the best comic book movie of all time.
I really didn't get that.
I wouldn't say it's the best. No. I mean, there are good moments. There are some cringe moments. It's not the best. It's just okay.
I really didn't care for, like, if you saw, like, I would think like Zod actually saw my whole commentary basically on Twitter about it. So like I was actually DMing Sil Abdul in his Twitter group on basically my commentary on the movie and what I thought about it, and I really didn't like it. And basically, really long story short, like I really didn't like it, especially with what they did with Amanda Waller compared to even Studio Squad. I didn't like what they did with Waller at all.
Yeah, I agree. And the one character they gave a spinoff to is the one that we all hate. Like, John Cena.
Yeah, even I hate him, and I
Okay.
love that movie. So
John Cena. Nah.
That's why James Gunn gave us the spin-off with that character, though, because he wants to stick it in our faces. It's like James Gunn pulling his pants down and mooning us and saying, I got you again. That's what it basically is. I mean, I honestly feel like James Gunn is basically punking the audience by doing a John Cena centric TV show. Like, nobody wants that, and
Nobody asked for it.
Johnny, and that's what I love about it. Johnny is a fan of that movie. He liked that movie, and even he doesn't care about the Peacemaker series. So that's that's really telling when you have fans of the Suicide Squad who don't like this John Cena crap. And Koj has joined us back on the panel. Welcome back, Koj.
Thank you very much. And as a pro wrestling fan, fuck John Cena.
There we go. And Integrity 101 says, agreed. If every new film nowadays is labeled by fans as either the greatest film of all time or it completely sucks. What's up, Jesse Allen? Hashtag release the air cut. What's going on, my man? Good to see you, Jesse.
And
I know
really,
I'm a little late to the party here. Jesse Allen, we don't need you. Go away. Just kidding. And Q, what's up, man? Q says, good night, beautiful people. Good night, Q. Thank you again early for the earlier super chat, man. I really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoyed Georgina's video.
Like really for me, like with the whole John Cena thing, like really that's really the thing. Like I think John Cena is a really great actor. Like on his own, like I think he's a really great actor. I liked him in the Marine movie that he was in. I like him, and I actually love him in Fast 9, and I really do hope they do give him a spinoff. Like I really do hope that they give John Cena's character and the Fast and Furious song in the Fast and Furious movies a spinoff show to see what he's been up to from 9 to 10, because I'm actually interested in his story. So to me, really, I think John Cena is a really great actor with the right direction, but really when it came to him in Suicide Squad, I really don't like him.
I mean, the only people that are going to watch like the Peacemaker show are basically John Cena fans who are pretty much obsessed with his memes at this point, or WWE fans that say, "Hey, look, it's John Cena."
And there's not many of those.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I don't know. I'm not a John Cena fan as a I don't like his performance in the ring and in front of the camera, but his best acting films, I have to say, are probably like
Blockers. He was good in Blockers.
He was in Ferdinand.
I would say his best films is like, Incredible Hulk, the first Transformers, and Deadpool. Those are the best John Cena movies.
You
saw what I did there.
I mean,
and you ask yourself, I can't see him, and he does.
I mean, for the Peacemaker character as a whole, I don't see why he has so much popularity. Well, he doesn't have so much popularity in getting on a TV show. However, I will say that the only Peacemaker line that I actually liked is when his reason for like trying to get rid of the files is because I know it's wrong, but I'm just trying to keep the peace, which I have to admit, it's
Yeah,
been more like
yeah,
his
I did like
character.
that line.
Yeah, but other than that, just him saying that that's racist or saying that he just sleeps in his underwear is a bit dumbfounded. Like it's just dumb. You know? I mean, there's some
dude. I'm sorry, bro,
That
but
could have been Batfleck.
you're gonna have to, Marco. You're gonna have to like literally like leave and come back because you are breaking up horrible, man. We can't.
Sorry,
No,
I don't know what's going on.
We can't understand you, dude. You're like roboting to the max. So I guess
I'm probably
I would suggest logging out completely and logging back in, and then
sometimes helps.
like a refresh, because you weren't doing that when you first came in. So
For me, the Peacemaker, he's like, you guys remember the Happy Time Harry cartoon, the Saturday Morning Watchmen? Like, basically,
Yes.
the Peacemaker reminds me of what the comedian would be like if that was an actual real cartoon.
Yeah, like to me, that's the thing to me. Like, I really did see Peacemaker as really a parody, as really kind of like a cosplay of the comedian, just a really bad one.
Is that still on YouTube? The Saturday Morning Watchmen. That thing was so.
It is in fact. The Saturday Morning Watchmen. I may have that clip somewhere. I'm gonna have to try to find it, and we'll play it on here because it's fantastic. We'll have to get it and play it. Go ahead, Dan.
Oh, so I have to get going, but I am going to say something very, very, very important and somewhat controversial. So I'm going to say my piece, and I'm going to say it right after. I liked Army of the Dead. It was really good, but I thought Army of Thieves was better.
No, I agree with that.
You better run, boy. You better run. Oh, don't let me catch you. Oh, if I see you back here, Bat Dan, I'm gonna shave your head and I'm gonna drop a box on you like my name's Jeff Bezos.
Oh, well, you know what? I will say it right now. I think Army of Thieves was an exceptional film. I absolutely loved it. It's one of my top 5. It's one of my top 5 films of the year.
I actually completely agree with that. I'll be honest, I didn't like with the cast and with Matisse directing, like I didn't know that he was a director at all. So really the Army of Thieves was really a movie that I was really just curious about, and really when I heard that it was a romantic comedy, like I was hearing that a lot in the promotional material for it, saying that it's a romantic comedy and stuff like that. And I was immediately skeptical because basically romantic comedies are really my pet peeves when it comes to movies. Like I really don't like romantic comedies at all, but this was really hilarious and a really fun time, a really good time. Johnny, I think you're really gonna like it.
Johnny is gonna love this movie.
Oh,
he really
Dieter was
is,
like my favorite character. In
If Dieter was your favorite character, Johnny, you're gonna be on another level with this movie, just like me. And I can't wait for next week's open panel when you come on here and talk about your feelings about it, because I think you're really gonna love it. Kojay, I want your thoughts on Army of the Dead. Or Army of Thieves, excuse me.
Army of Thieves, I'm actually agreeing with Batdan. I personally enjoy it more than Army of the Dead, but I feel Army of the Dead is more important. Wait, are we able to do spoilers?
Yeah, go ahead, man. I don't care.
Okay, I'll do careful spoilers. But what I like about Army of Thieves the most is if they're going to do more of these type, I like that it's showing why these characters would go on such a crazy, over-the-top, risk their life type of mission in Army of the Dead. Because when you see this, you understand, he kind of has been at, heightened moments of, running for his life and chasing his dreams and something he wants and risking it all. And he almost lost it all. So then when there's a moment where you do the same thing at scary zombie levels, it seems like it's more believable because you're like, wait, this is actually what the character wants, and the danger is not as important as the goal. And I like how this sets that up, and it explores more of their world because he's a safe cracking type of person. So if there's another one about, like, say, Batista's character, then I would expect another militant type of story. Like, you get a variety, but it still complements the genius and creative narrative and the playfulness narrative of Army of the Dead, because the film really these films reflect the energy of the characters it's focused around. Like, it really fits them, and they all fit each other. So it's just brilliantly cohesive.
And the character development was fantastic.
Oh yeah,
you actually really like these characters. There's really fun characters. There's really interesting character development. There's all kinds of things in this movie, and I mean, and there's a good amount of comedy in this movie. It's not, and the levity is thrown in when it's necessary. It's very natural comedy. It doesn't come off as forced or Whedon-like or anything goofy. It's very, very, very good.
How much horror is in it? Is it more of like a heist film, a traditional one, or is there some
more of a
horror
heist?
in it?
It's more of a heist film. There's there's some horror elements in it, but I would say more than anything else, it is a heist film.
Definitely super heist.
And like I say, I love every single one of these characters. I can't stress that enough. The characters in this movie are very, very likable. All the leads, even the characters who were scumbags, were likable characters in this movie. We're cool.
Yeah, this film gave me the feeling I had when I was first, experiencing Danny Boyle's A Life Less Ordinary, kind of like that kind of adventure, where it's like crazy turn of events, and then there's like a thrill aspect to it, and then you follow the characters as they go on this adventure, and it changes. It's like, oh, it's just great, and they flip it on you in ways. But also, what I want to go back on with the comedy is that the comedy was character driven. It was aware of the character and the world they were, whereas the thing I don't like about the Marvel way about it, or Joss Whedon way about it, is that the comedy in those films come external. They always give this excuse, oh, these films are they're self-aware, that's why they don't care about plot holes and blah blah. But it seems like their jokes are making fun of the film itself or the genre, just a break from it, so people can ease up and accept it better. It seems so external, where this type of comedy, I feel it's more sincere because it's coming from the characters themselves, like how they would be in the situation, rather than what the audience would think to keep them interested. If that makes sense. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it absolutely does. It makes perfect sense. I mean, when you think about the movie, I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, here's the thing: I went into it. I knew I was going to love it. I knew I was going to love it because, again, I like Dieter from Army of the Dead, and I was really excited to see, this kid get his directorial debut and be able to do what he wanted to do. And I mean, but again, it's, this comment here kind of encapsulates it for me. I love Zach's world building. Another producer will prefer to do Army of Thieves movie first before doing Army of the Dead, but he does it the other way around. Yeah, I love it this way. I love the fact that we got Army of the Dead first, and now we get Army of Thieves, and it's exciting.
Army of Thieves is special because of what we experienced in Army of the Dead.
Yes, it's very special. And speaking of something that's very special, I'm going to go ahead and show something that's very special here for everybody here. So, all right, so there you go. Saturday morning.
Holy shit, man! That took me back.
Saturday morning Watchmen.
That took me back. Wow,
that's what you were talking about, right, Johnny?
Yeah. And that's what John Cena's Peacemaker reminds me of. He's the comedian from that, basically. Is what I see.
Yeah,
you know
from
what I
that
mean?
one. I can't unsee it now.
And Marco says, "Hey Zod, unfortunately I have to go. Thanks for having me on the show, by the way." Well, I'm glad you could be here, man. I'm sorry that you were like roboting out towards the end, but it was
I
good
thought we
that you
had
were here.
T-Pain on the show, so I thought it was cool.
It was cool though. It was cool though. At least you weren't snorting whatever it was you were snorting last time you were on the show. So I'm glad you were here. And Sickness says, I think Koj nailed it. The little character and personality of Thieves as a film really complemented The Dead in such an unexpected and lovable way.
Very lovable. I like how you said it, Sickness.
I like that. That's a great way of looking at it. Kind of like BVS and Affleck's Batman. And Integrity 101 says, no doubt in my mind, Zaslav sees what's happening with the Army verse and has spoken with Zach. I hope so too. But the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, the true SnyderVerse is on Netflix. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
No, seriously.
You got to be excited for everything that we're getting off of Netflix. I mean, I feel like once Rebel Moon comes out, it's going to be a game changer. I mean, I think we're at a point where but I mean, I think Rebel Moon is going to elevate Zack Snyder to another level.
I think so, because look, we're talking about his casting at the same day people are talking about the Nolan casting. It's already like at Nolan level. You know, he's going to break through. You know, he's a rock star now. He came back with a dope ass comeback album, The Snyder Cut, and the SnyderVerse is the story told by Zack Snyder. So it's not Warner Brothers right now. It is in Netflix. And SnyderVerse without Zack Snyder telling the story.
And Jesse Allen says here, according to WB, Peacemaker is already their biggest show ever in history. Now, I will say that if they already consider Peacemaker to be their biggest show, they've got big problems because you know what? Right now, I really hate HBO Max, to be honest with you. I think they're dropping the ball absolutely horridly at this point.
They are, bro.
Doom Patrol season 3 was good. I can give them double their due. Doom Patrol is good still.
The clown critics didn't get it and want every character to have their solo film first. Zod, Sofia Boutella as Elektra in the MCU and Ana de Armas as White Tiger in the MCU. Okay. All right. I got you. And Integrity 101 says, yep. And then Integrity also says, according to WB, Snyder shot JFK. Everything WB says is BS. I agree with you. I agree with you there. It's funny to me because when I look at Army of Thieves and I look at how great of a movie it's like a little movie. It's like, it feels like one of those really, really intimate but really good movies. Like they took the time to tell a smaller story in a bigger world, and they did it in such a way where you actually care about all of the characters. So Army of the Dead really benefits from having Army of Thieves, to kind of pad it out. I mean, it benefits tremendously there. And we've got Zever Fett here in the chat. What's up, Zever? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Hope all is going well with you. Zever Fett is another really, really talented artist. He
was drawing a lot of great stuff on his live
stream. Drawing a lot of great. He draws a lot of great stuff. If you're not following Zever Fett, you should be. Zever Fett is awesome. He's awesome, great. He's a really good dude. And Chubby Teddy Master, he's here. He says, ZodWriter, awesome seeing you on Mad Max live stream. Yeah, it's always fun to hang out with the Mad Max crew. Bunch of good people there. And Jesse Allen says, get out of here, Ryan, LOL. Ryan says, oh, damn. And Chubby Teddy Master shouting out the great Zever Fett. And Zever Fett says, I haven't seen Army of Thieves yet. Well, you need to get on that, Ryan, because Army of Thieves is a great little movie. And we welcome Jeffrey Warfield back to the panel for the Army of Thieves section of tonight's show, the creme de la creme of what we were planning to talk about tonight. I need to get your thoughts, Jeffrey Warfield, on Army of Thieves.
Okay. So, yeah. So, basically, I think Dieter is a Norse god.
I kind of see where you're going with that. I agree.
I love how that's like the first thing.
Yeah, like the first thing right out. And it was honestly one of the most like definitive things you've ever said, Jeffrey. You're like, you know, I think he's a Norse god, period. nothing else to say about it. Like, for real, that like sums it up so perfectly. If it was in the chat, if you'd said it in the chat, I would have pinned it because it just perfectly sums it all up. I mean, such a great character, such a wonderful character.
Yeah, and I actually asked that at the Q&A with Matisse and Zach. Like, they actually mentioned that in there. So yeah, that was really like, I really wasn't expecting them to answer, but they did.
Dude, that was awesome, because that was this dope answer. So that's a dope question.
Yep. And so really, I think the whole entire cast, the movie was really great. The cast was really great as well. We got a potential next Wolverine in there. So that's really cool too. And it was just a really fun time. Like, it was a really, really fun movie. I did not expect to laugh so hard the first time I watched it.
I know, me too. That's the cool thing. It takes you by surprise and doesn't let you down when it does.
Oh, I just love, you know, the natural comedy elements of this movie.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it all comes off so organically. Nothing is forced. Nothing feels lame. Everything has a purpose. And not only that, even some things that seemingly don't have a purpose, that are played for levity, come off as very, very natural. You know, like I'm reminded of the scene where, you know, Dieter is on a bicycle going through the town, and there's a lot of really great comedic moments that come out of that scene in particular, and they're just very, very natural. And Efren Guzman says Army of Thieves was amazing. It showed great character development of Dieter, and see why Zach hinted he might still be alive. Yeah. Honestly, it's incredible, and I think Jeffrey hit the nail on the head when he said he's a Norse god. I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah,
but I don't want him to be alive. I want them all to stay dead. Because it takes away the power of the first film, I think, of them dying. I think that's important.
I mean, but you gotta think, Zach did say that some of these characters are gods, but they are destroying each other.
See, there's a lot
the gods
of
live within all of us.
There's a lot of mythology. What we have to understand is, with this being a Snyder has a lot to say about the gods. He always does. He always has. He's done it in DC, and he's doing it here. And really, when you look at Army of Thieves being such a small movie, but with such a great big story, one of the things that sticks out to me about Army of Thieves is that this movie has a lot of heart. And you know what you were saying earlier, Jeffrey, about, you know, romantic comedies being your pet peeve, and not really, but saying that and then being able to compliment Army of Thieves for the way that they handle the romance in this movie, because the romance in this movie actually feels natural. It actually makes sense. It's not something that like you watch the movie and say, oh, no, that's not believable. No, that doesn't make sense. No, that's ridiculous. No, the relationships established in this movie actually make perfect sense. And honestly, I loved it so much. And at no point, and this just goes to show you how this movie was so well written, again, written by Zack Snyder. So we have to give Zack credit here again. The writing is so good for this movie that you get so much world building and so much character development in such a small time frame. Zack they didn't need to make Army of Thieves super long. They were able to tell the story that they needed to tell in just over 2 hours, and they did a wonderful job. I mean, by the end of the story, I actually was feeling for certain characters. I found myself empathizing in so many ways, and I loved, the different directions that they were taking things. I just felt like, no spoilers. Well, you know what we'll do? We'll get into spoilers next week. This way everybody will have had a chance to see it, and when people, enough time will have passed, we'll really be able to break it down next Tuesday. But I just really love this movie, and it's a movie that and that's why I say I don't know, like I love Army of the Dead. Don't get me wrong. But I still feel like this movie, just from a storyline perspective and world building, setting up Army of the Dead, I think I prefer it, because I just think it really does a great job. I mean, it's not like the zombie heist. We know what's going to happen with the zombie heist, and let's also throw in a little bit of kudos here for them. Doing an homage to Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. Mm-hmm. We also have to call that out too. The fact that the Dawn of the Dead did happen in the Army of the Dead timeline. So
I like that it happens when it does, when you see the film. It's like it's like a Rogue One and a New Hope pairing. Like they go really close together.
Yeah.
So there are zombies in this, though. So there is.
You will see some. Yeah.
You will see some zombies.
You will see, and I'll leave it at that.
Okay, cool.
You will see zombies, but it's also a good movie on its own. Like you don't need to that's really the amazing part of this movie is you can like it as a prequel, but you can also watch it just as a fun experience of like, hey, what's this? And you'll really enjoy it just on its own.
Mm-hmm. And I wanna give a special shout out here to Ephraim Guzman, who makes a great point. Dieter has the best non-masculine scream ever. He really does. He's a screamer. He could be a scream queen. He screams. He does it. It's perfect.
And they're also original sounds too. They didn't sound like he was trying to beat anyone else other than Dieter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. And I love that how we can totally, by the end of it, we can totally understand why Dieter is seen in such high regard in Army of the Dead. Mm-hmm. Like you don't question it at all. You totally get why this character has the clout that he has. You totally understand like he's the real deal, and he has every reason to have, the swagger that he has. He has every reason when he's talking to Batista to be boastful and to just be completely arrogant about who he is. And you totally get it. At no point now when you watch, because if you watch Army of the Dead after this, you say to yourself, yep.
Dieter.
Yep. Like it totally makes perfect sense. There's no, there's no question about, I mean, that's why I say when it comes to like world building and what Zack and what they're doing on Netflix with this Army universe, there's so much to be excited about. There's so much. I mean, he could make a movie about what was the guy's name? The Alexis, what was his name?
Brad Cage.
Brad Cage.
Alexis, aka Brad Cage. He could make a movie about movie about Brad Cage, and I guarantee it'd be a good film.
Yeah.
And what's cool about this is that I think because the issues Warner Brothers also gave Zach was off of little gimmicky stuff like, oh, why does Clark need to be in Kansas? Why can't it be New York, raised by some other people, not the Kents? You know, all these little gimmicky stuff that they were giving him issues with, where he proves on making films without any, gimmicks that attract the eyes, like the cape and all blah 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 blah, superhero, whatever. That he tells his story, and it's amazing. He's the storyteller. That's what makes these DC films that we love so special, is the story, not just the gimmicks alone, because they thought the gimmicks alone would sell it, hence Justice League, So
Yeah.
this is more vindication.
And one of the little nuances that I loved about Army of Thieves was how it sets up the concept of the zombie outbreak starting in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't start overseas. It doesn't start in the Middle East. It doesn't start in Europe. It starts in the U.S.
Zombie apocalypse, made in America.
And you get this whole like, there's this one scene where people are literally having a conversation. Well, it's not happening here. It's happening in the United States. If we just stay where we are, we should. It's like it was refreshing to see that point of view. Like, oh, it starts in the U.S. It's not starting, and then again, there's homages. Well, Ephraim, there's some stuff that you got to go back and watch in Army of the Dead, and there's a little Army of Thieves. There's a little homage to Dawn of the Dead in Army of Thieves as well. It's kind of like it's acknowledged. Like, you're not, like, it's not. I don't know if we could say it takes place in the same universe, but I guess we kind of can at this point, because
it's not like Zach's Dawn of the Dead takes place in the Romero-verse or anything else. It's kind of off on its own because it was a remake of a sequel that never had anything attached to it. So if Zach kind of wants to claim it and tie his new films to it in a weird way, I don't see why not. I mean, it's not going to hurt the film's credibility.
It actually is kind of, but the way they're doing it is very, very creative, and it sort of elevates Dawn of the Dead even further. It makes Dawn of the Dead it makes Dawn of the Dead mean so much more, that with it being tied to the SnyderVerse on Netflix. I get this kind of, and again, I love the concept of the way it keeps being referenced. However minor the references may be, it's still nice that it's referenced, it's taken seriously, and it's a part of that. It's a part of that universe in some way. So that's really cool. I'm wondering if that's going to be explored a little more in the animated series we're going to get.
That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity 101 says, anyone discover any cool horror films during the Halloween season? We talked a little bit earlier in the show about
Halloween Kills,
the movies we watched over Halloween, and Halloween Kills and that kind of stuff. We kind of went over that.
Keeping in the zombie theme, though, Integrity, if you want to check it out, I highly recommend Peninsula. It is the sequel to Train to Busan. It is so badass. Like, if you want to watch,
my god, I like that one more than Army of the Dead.
Yeah, dude, Peninsula is so badass. If you want to watch just a
ball
to the wall action zombie film, like, it does not let up, dude. And the car stunts and stuff are just insane. It is so much fun.
Yo, I loved Train to Busan. I thought Train to Busan was a wonderful film. So,
and the thing is, like, And
Yeah.
the thing is, the director actually said that he was inspired by Zach's Dawn of the Dead to do
Yep.
that.
So it connects. See, what part of my Halloween watch party is I did Soul Station, Train to Busan, and then I did Peninsula, then I did Army of the Dead, Army of Thieves, and then I went to Evil Dead all the way up to.
Oh yeah, there you
And
go.
thank you guys. I got the TV edition. I got the collector's edition of Army of Darkness, and I got that the version I wanted was on disc 3 as a special feature. I
Which
would not
was
have
which
done
was
that
the
if it wasn't for you guys.
version? Which was the version you wanted?
The TV version where it had everything and the S-Mart ending. Because the director's cut has everything, but it has the Rumpelstiltskin ending. I was like, no, I want
Right.
S-Mart.
The
'Cause I love
US
S-Mart
the
so
US the US theatrical cut, the 88 minutes or 82-minute version, 88-minute version has the S-Mart ending.
Yeah, but the problem is at the windmill, they cut that scene, and that bothers me because they cut out the scene where he goes out, ties up his horse, runs back in, and they even cut out scenes where the mini ashes were trying to kill him. It bothers me when they.
Oh yeah.
And they take out lines from the Great Deadites, like "Let's get the hell out of here." I love that shit. You know, that was my ringtone for a while, and yeah, everything has to be in sync. And now, I used to have it on VHS, the version I wanted, and then I cut all 3 films into one film. Like I cut it where it stopped, and then I picked it up after the recaps, and the whole thing flowed perfectly.
Isn't there? I thought there was a version that, like you said, I thought there was a
I
version
just made one
that had.
for myself.
I thought there was a version though that had everything where they just.
Well, I'm gonna make it later.
They tied it all together like that, but then
it flows. So
what's your view? Well, since you're talking about Army of Darkness, what's your view on the Ash versus the Evil Dead TV show?
Oh, I thought that was
Masterpiece. Masterpiece, dude.
It's wonderful. That's mad. That's why I like the S-Mart ending, because that show is inspired by, in my imagination or opinion, the S-Mart ending. That's the S-Mart show. I love that.
It's Cobra Kai for horror fans, man. It's
Right?
like that same type of nostalgia, perfect, like just carry on of the original trilogy. You know what I mean? Just perfect.
Because I played the PlayStation game. Was it PlayStation 1 or 2? They had an Evil Dead game. It was like one of the first ones. It's a little wonky, but I love it.
That was the PlayStation 1, yeah. Dude,
yeah,
like
that one was great.
Yeah. So good.
They made another one later, but that one was great.
Wasn't as good. Yeah, I think the second one was more of like a behind the back shot. I like the over the head one too, the first one that they came out with.
Yeah. Oh, that was great.
And that was for PlayStation 1, the first game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was just trying to figure it out because I played a lot of PlayStation 1 games on PlayStation 2 because it had the smooth effect and it just made it better.
Integrity says, cool. We got other fan editors in the house. Yeah, fan editors are fantastic. For real. Yes.
No, my film instructor made me, he gave the class to do like, editing projects where we had to edit a music video or make our own trailer of something else, and someone had to pick something for the other person to do and make it hype in however way. So it just stuck with me. I love doing it on the side. It's a good skill to have. I remember something. I almost forgot. A thing I like about Army of Thieves and to Army of the Dead is that the ending of Army of Thieves mirrors what inspires Dieter to do what he did in saving his homie in the safe. I'm just going to leave it at that. But I love how the parallels of that connect. And also, another Watchmen note is the Nixon mask. It looks exactly like the visual makeup that they gave for Nixon in Watchmen, because that was all prosthetics. So the mask looked like it shaped exact prosthetics of the ones he did in Watchmen or used for Nixon in Watchmen. So I like seeing that too.
Yep, and it's also and also the mask is a homage to Payday.
Which is perfect. Oh man, that's great. But you definitely know he had to go with Watchmen because that's his film too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of great little things in there. And so for everybody that's, on the fence and hasn't seen Army of Thieves yet, definitely check it out. It is, I believe, it is currently the #1 movie in several countries on Netflix at this
90.
point in time. 90 countries, something like that. Integrity 101 says, Koj, what program do you use for film edits?
Final Cut. I use Mac, but I do want to move to use Premiere when I get PC. But there's another one called Millennium something. I have to ask. It's a free app, and it has really good basic color rendering and editing tools that you need. I just have to remember the name. I have to get it from a friend. But yeah, I use Final Cut, but for my own content, I just use iMovie, like for Sniper Fighters and whatever. But yeah, Final Cut is the one I go to. But it's going to be Premiere next.
Awesome stuff. Well, guys, I think we've covered quite a few topics tonight. Everything is kind of winding down a little bit now, and we are over the 2-hour mark. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's show. I do want to thank everybody for being here with us tonight, and thank you, chat, for coming, and thank you everybody who was on the panel. It's been a lot of great fun. I really appreciate having you guys.
I miss you all, honestly.
Miss you too. Man. Miss you too, man. It's always good to have you on the panel, Koj, you, Jeffrey. You guys are awesome. And you know what? We're gonna be back here next Tuesday with some more open panel goodness for anybody who wants to join us. I always put the link in the description every Tuesday. So if you guys get a chance and you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me out a lot. And I will be back on Thursday with Late Night Q&A, where I'm going to be interviewing Lorena Creel one-on-one. So that should be a fun show. Woo. And Efren has one last question, so we'll give the question here from you. The last question: are you all looking forward to Spider-Man? I'm cautiously optimistic. Johnny?
No, I haven't liked Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and this film's not gotten me any more excited for him.
All right.
No, I'm not a Tom Holland guy because I still feel, ever since Civil War teaser trailer I saw, that it's robbing us. They easily could have put Miles Morales. Just have Miles Morales this whole time, and I would enjoy it. But I didn't like that. So
all right, and the final word is yours, Jeffrey.
Nah, I'm not looking forward to it. Like in my mind, with the amount of villains that are in this movie, from confirmed to rumored, I think that if we're just looking at Tom Holland Spider-Man taking these guys on, I think he's pretty much dead. If he's taking all of these villains alone, which we all know he isn't, but really I think we're looking at another Spider-Boy situation where he needs help.
Also, I am taking a standpoint. I just don't like being threatened. I feel like when they said, "Oh, I saw some tweet or statement, I forgot where, they said, if this film's a success, we'll give you Amazing Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 4. I'm like, oh, if? Now you have to blackmail us to watch your own damn film? It's like, what the hell? Forget you guys. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
I'm taking it way too personal.
Yeah, we're out of here. We're out of here. And the last comment is the pinned comment of the night. We're going to go with you, Integrity 101. Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 is inevitable. Yeah. Good night, y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Peace.